Long time no talk, long time no see, everywhere I think. I wanted to... I'm not going to edit this video because I can't, you'll know why in a mo. Luckily on the day I had this camera with me, so that's why I'm filming on the camera. But I've got no lights, and yeah. So I wanted to do this video a couple days after the situation happened, just to let you know that I wouldn't be making videos for a little while. So I'm sorry that it's been a 3-week absence, and not everyone follows me on Twitter and Instagram, so not everyone will know why and what's been going on. So I don't know. I'm like, oh, okay. I just couldn't do it a couple days after because I just couldn't. And I'm not going to edit this, as I said. So and I'm sorry. It's not the most glamorous I've ever looked, but yeah. Okay, so 3 Mondays ago, I think it was the 2nd or the 3rd. Before I say that, I moved into my house in January. My own house, on my own with Rupert, and I absolutely loved it. It was completely empty when I moved in, so I made it completely my own, and I absolutely loved it. So anyway, I left the house at about 9, and saying that, I absolutely don't have a routine. Like, I don't leave the house every day at 8 for work. Like, I obviously don't have a routine, so nothing could have been planned, as it were. Sorry, I'm so hot. Anyway, I left the house on the Monday about 9 o'clock with him, and I was having a really nice day in London with Ellie from Elle Next Door and Josie from Fashion Mumbler. We had a lovely day. We took some outfit photos because I was going to relaunch my blog that week, which I will be doing in a week or so. Yes. Come on, I'm not going to edit this, okay. I don't know, I can't. Right, so I had a lovely day, and I remember there was a problem with the tube that I needed to get with that line, so that was delayed. Then I had to get 3 trains home rather than 1 because there was a problem. Yes, and yeah, so I was absolutely knackered, and I thought to myself, as soon as I get home I'm going to make a cheese and cucumber sandwich and I'm going to have a nap. So that was my plan, that was all I wanted to do. And yeah, so I got to my home station at about, when was it, about 6. I got to my front door and opened it as usual. Everything was fine, the door was shut, blah blah blah. So we walked in, and the first room you come to is my living room, but I didn't notice anything about that. I was just looking straight ahead, and I saw in the kitchen, because after the living room is the kitchen, there was loads of water on the floor. So I said to Rupert, like, did you pee before we left? And I didn't know. But then I also noticed that there was loads of glass. So because there was glass and water and then some of my flowers, I just thought, okay, the flat vase of flowers have fallen and smashed. That's annoying. And then I thought, no, there's way too much glass and half of the vase is still there, so that wasn't right at all. And I then noticed that the kitchen window was gone. Not only just the glass, but the actual frame. And I looked out in the garden and there was glass everywhere, and the frame was on the floor. And some of it was like a recent package I got that just like flung on the floor, which is really strange. So at this point I thought, oh, someone's come into my garden, and or like not even, and thrown a brick or a rock at my window, and I thought, but there's nothing here to have done that. So further looking into my garden, my shed is open and the back gate is open. So it's got one of these locks that does that, then it also had a padlock which had been broken. So I went outside. I'd obviously picked up Rupert at this point because there's glass everywhere. I've gone outside and I just went and shut the back gate, which I, in hindsight, shouldn't have really done. Should have left everything how it was. So at this point I just thought, oh, okay, someone's just smashed a window. That's really annoying. Then I went into my living room and I thought, oh. So at this point I'd gone completely kind of like in shock. So I wasn't thinking at all, and my eyes were just like this. I just remember lots of heart action. all my washing had been emptied out into my living room and some of my things had been smashed, and it was then that I thought, well, it was then that it was clear that someone had been in my house, someone's had been in my house. And a lot of the stuff in my living room had gone, so it was quite, although it was messy because I'd ransacked it, it was empty. You don't know because I never showed my house, but I was a very tidy. I'm a very tidy person. I like things how I like it. I like things crisp looking. I like things to be Instagram ready all the time. Let's put it that way. So yeah. So you know in scary movies where they hear something upstairs and they're like, oh, I know, I'll go and look. Well, I did that. I didn't hear a noise, but I just thought, you know, I'll go and have a look. As I wasn't thinking, I was kind of like, just like not there. It was as if I was playing a video game, and I can't explain. So I went upstairs, and the first thing I was looking out for was my iMac, because I thought, oh god, that can't be gone. That's got so many memories on it, and it's so expensive. And anyway, so I looked through to my office up the stairs, and the iMac had gone, so I noticed that straight away. But as I walked in, the airing cupboard had been absolutely emptied, and in that I didn't use it for what it's supposed to be. I just used it for extra storage, and they'd taken a load of what was in there, but also left it all over the floor because they're not going to tidy up, are they? They'd taken down my lighting, like the lights in the ceiling. It was just an absolute mess. Like, I can't, like my dressing table with all my makeup, it was as if they'd just walked passing on, so everything was on the floor. Not everything, because they'd taken things of worth, so any of my high-end makeup had gone, but they'd also just taken a lot of my Muji storage. They'd just taken that. The mirror was set out lengthways, but they'd turned it upright. I don't know if they were looking for a sale. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, at this point I wasn't really looking for what was taken. It was just kind of like a shock and just looking around. But I obviously noticed they'd taken my iMac. They'd left the mouse, which is weird, but hey ho. Later on I discovered that in that room they'd also taken one of my, I do a lot of art, I do a lot of drawing, painting, all that kind of thing. I don't really share that on here because I don't want anyone to criticise that, because that means a lot to me. I have been compared to photographs though, than my drawings. Anyway, I actually did a piece a couple days before, and I got it framed, and I didn't have any photos of it, any sketches of before, so that's just completely gone. And I don't know whether to be flattered because they thought it was worth something, but hey. And then I also kept my jewellery within my stationery, like kind of hidden. And I thought to myself, oh, at least they didn't find the jewellery, but they had. So all that's gone. I think I have about 3 pieces to my name. And although a lot of it was costume jewellery, a lot of it was also gold, rose gold, silver, white gold from family, my mum, and gifts from my parents, gifts from my sister. A lot of it was family heirlooms from family members that are no longer with us, so obviously that's horrible. That all of it's horrible, but it's just the fact that to them it's a few £100s, but to me it's just like, that's my granny there, or that's my great auntie there, that they've just taken and sold. The police have been looking out for pawn shops and all that kind of thing, but no luck. Same with iMac and iCloud and Apple and that's not found anything. So I think they just wiped it and sold it on. Anyway, so I walked into my bathroom, that had been untouched except the bathroom bin was in the bath, so do you know what that's about? I went into my bedroom. I first saw everything on the floor. They'd taken my bedding, but they'd left the bedding downstairs, and the police think that that was to like use as like a sack to carry things out or something. My bedside table was upside down, everything under the bed had been taken out and gone through, lots taken from under the beds. Yeah, and then where my wardrobe is, my dad actually built me this amazing wardrobe situation, and it was quite, the clothing was, I obviously had quite a lot of clothes, it was quite tightly packed, all the coat hangers and things, and I'd say a good half or 3/4 of that were just grabbed, picked up and taken. Lots of shoes and bags and things. Basically anything in the whole entire house worth anything was taken. Also things that weren't worth anything but were worth a lot to me had been taken, but they did miss a couple really expensive things which we don't quite understand, but I expect they wanted to get in and out. I always make myself laugh with this because when I was looking in the kitchen for what was taken, I looked in the fridge. Nothing had been taken from the fridge. Anyway, so as I've been in London all day, my phone was out of battery. Well, anyway, so I ran downstairs and I just thought to myself, like, I don't want to call the police myself. I don't know what to do. I've obviously never had to be in this situation. I don't know what to do. Like, I know I'm 20, but I'm still a child. And okay, so I went to, bear in mind I don't know anyone where I live. Within like a 20-minute rate, I don't know anyone. So I went to one of the neighbours that I know their names, and I just burst into tears at their front door. I told them what had happened and they called the police for me, who took about 45 minutes to arrive anyway. I then didn't know who to call. Obviously, my mum, dad and sister. Funny thing is, they were on holiday in Italy. And obviously I normally go on the family holidays, but because it's the first time away with having Rupert, I decided not to go. And I think they were like 2 days into their holiday, and obviously I would want them to know like soon, but I just didn't want them to, I don't know. And no one was answering, like everyone I was trying to call just weren't answering, and sorry, you can tell I'm nervous because I fiddle with my hair, which I just washed, so sorry about this. So I called my grandma, who again I didn't want to tell, on the phone because I didn't want to upset her, so I asked to be passed on to my auntie, but she couldn't get to the phone at this moment, so I didn't want to say anything to like worry her or anyone really. I then finally got hold of one of my cousins, who then told her mum, which is another one of my aunties, that's my mum's sister, and they said, right, we're going to come down, we're going to come get you, we're going to take you to grandma's house, because at this point they'd all kind of phoned each other and sorted things out. And then my mum phoned, and I just want to let you all know they would have come home in a heartbeat. At that moment they would have got a flight, they would have swam, they would have walked, like they would have done anything, and I was persistent that I didn't want them, like, obviously their holiday is going to be a bit, I mean half of their brain's going to be thinking, is Becca alright? So it's not going to be like the holiday they imagined, but I just wanted them to have that holiday. And I just said, no, I'm going to be, if I'm staying at grandma's house, you know I'm fine, I'm not going to go back to this house, I'm going to be absolutely fine. So that was that, finally. The police arrived. They arrived before my cousin and one of my aunties arrived, so I went in there, we went around the house, explained everything that had happened. She asked me questions, and one of the policewomen wrote down my statement, and I had to write a list of things that I immediately know were taken, ready for insurance. They checked the locks, and then they dusted, someone else came, forensics, and dusted for fingerprints on literally everything. But she said straight away, she said, I'm so sorry, but I can already see like the fibres of the gloves, so we're not going to find anything. And yeah, so that was that. My cousin and auntie arrived. Long story short, well, it's not really long story short, it's 15 minutes so far. When they arrived, we grabbed stuff, and just quick to stay at my grandma's house, who luckily lives down the road from this family home. So they drove me back to my grandma's and it was about 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So it had been long. It was long and tiring and I just wanted to go to bed. My grandma's the best. I don't know what I'd have done. Obviously I could have stayed here, but again that I'd have been on my own, and I take medication. Oh, that's another thing. I took some of my medication. I mean, I've got epilepsy. I need that. I take medication for anxiety anyway, and just this is such a trauma that it. I've had worse traumas in my life when I was younger. So I'm one of those people that just thinks what happened when I was younger is never going to happen again. So anything else isn't going to be as bad, but it's still horrible, isn't it? So I stayed at my grandma's house and I don't think I could have been in a better place. And it's almost a blessing that my family wasn't, my mum, dad and sister weren't home, because if it was them, you can cry in front of them. Like, obviously you can cry in front of anybody, but you can proper break down in front of them. You can tell them anything. You can do this, you can do that. With my grandma, I wanted to stay strong, and I just wanted her to know that everything she was doing for me was absolutely amazing. And so I kind of held it together, and I didn't cry after that, which was really good. And I went to sleep, and then the next morning I had the realisation of, I don't know how to do all this, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to sort out insurance, I don't know how to follow up on police, I don't know about crime reference, I don't know who to call. And I thought, oh gosh, I don't want to live in that house anymore. And I messaged my mum and I said, Mum, I don't think I can live there anymore. And she went, well, of course not. As soon as we're back, we're finding a new house and you're going to stay with us. Which obviously is, there was no question about it, but one of the reasons I did move out of here was so I could get Rupert. And they, by the way, they absolutely adore it, they absolutely love him to bits, so they wouldn't have, you know, whatever. But it's their house and they didn't want a dog in it, so that's one of the reasons I moved out. Within a heartbeat they had him here. Like, this house is like a show home, like, it's absolutely amazing house, and they've just, Rupert's been so good here, which is good, because I think everyone would have had a breakdown if you had any accidents here, but no, it's been good. Anyway, so the Tuesday morning, as I said, I thought, I don't know what to do with all this. My other auntie, this is my dad's sister and my grandma's daughter, she's been my rock. I have absolutely no idea what I would have done. I know you can say that and not mean it, but oh my goodness, like, I just really don't know. She literally came round and fixed everything. Like, she just fixed everything. She called and broke the contract with my, oh, that was a pain. She called the letting agency that I was renting the house from. And they were so unempathetic, and I had to immediately pay a little less than £1,000 to break that contract, and I'd still have to pay rent until they'd found a new tenant. Luckily, a new tenant actually moved in today, so that's fine. But that was horrible, obviously. I just thought, I've got to replace all this stuff, I've got to find a new house, yet you want more. Anyway, and she sorted out the insurance, she started off the insurance stuff, she just fixed everything. And my grandma was more like the emotional and food and TLC, and then my auntie Wendy, she just fixed everything, I can't explain. So yeah, it was only on Wednesday, and I think on the Thursday actually we went, it was awful, but we had to go back to the house to clean it, ready to have the letting agency take photos of it to put it on the website to advertise to new tenants again. So we went up there and that was bearable. But obviously not that nice. It was only on Wednesday and Thursday I woke up and I just thought, I can't keep rereading the last chapter, I've got to move on. So I ripped up that page in my little head. I thought, right, we've got to move on. You've got to stay positive. We're going to look at this as a new beginning. That day I started looking on like my phone and different house apps and things to find a new house, and I was making inquiries and all that kind of thing. So I just kind of thought it's going to be alright, and every day obviously my parents would call and say, do you want us to come back today? I was like, no, stay. yeah. I don't know what else to say. I think, I don't know. I then had to go back again a week or so ago to actually go through with the insurance people, everything. And that's still in the works at the moment, but what they've said is because of my job, and obviously I can't work, so that's why there's been no videos, that's why this is not going to be edited. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, they said that I could replace my iMac, like obviously I had my camera on me, so my iMac and lighting and all that kind of thing. And then once the insurance has been, I don't really know how it works, to be honest with you, but they'll reimburse. That's what he was saying to me. The insurance person just said, just get it, and I think that's going to come, my iMac's going to come tomorrow, but please don't expect like a video tomorrow and or the day after, that kind of thing. It's exciting. I'll tell you the news. I found a house and I'm moving in tomorrow. Well, I'm moving in tomorrow. So that's exciting, but I'm obviously absolutely terrified. My family is going to stay overnight with me the first few nights possibly, but I am absolutely terrified. So obviously you're going to have to give me a couple, well, I don't know, I think the iMac will arrive tomorrow as well, but please be patient, this is really hard. I am dying to get back to work, so I'm sure it will be soon. The next video you're going to see I actually filmed the day before, or a couple of days before the break-in, so a couple of days before my world was tipped upside down, I filmed a Topshop haul, so that will be up in the next few days, because I already uploaded that to private. And then I have some outfit clips that I'll put together as a little lookbook or something. Then I'll do a little video on my new house and about positivity and moving on, and then I'll just do, you know, the normals, and I just wanna work really hard and just, yeah. Yeah. I guess it, oh, I don't know. Get some new clothes, because I've been wearing this, I think, every day. It's been this and a top and trousers. Like, I had a couple of other things with me, but this is comfy, and I just, yeah. iMac's ordered. Yeah, so new beginning starts tomorrow. As I said, Topshop haul next. That was filmed before. Couple of outfit videos that I've been doing when I see, you know, obviously I can't become a recluse again. That happened when I was a bit younger. Anyway, that's another story. I've been seeing Ellie and Josie and that, and we've been filming each other's outfit clips and taking photos, because I said I want to relaunch my blog. Well, I was going to do it that week, but very soon. So I have got some outfit video clips that I'll string together and put in a lookbook, and then I'll do a video, new house, staying positive and all that kind of thing, because a lot of people have asked, like, how are you good, how are you okay, and I think, I don't know, it's fine, it's fine, it's not fine, but it's fine. Yeah, so thank you so much to all my family, all my friends, all of my subscribers even, like, so many of you have offered, like, it doesn't go unnoticed. A lot of you have offered to send me your things, or like let me stay with you, or it's just crazy. And a lot of people who have had this experience have shared your stories with me, and that's given me hope, and you know, and yeah, so thank you, and big thanks to Primark. They sent me a big care package of some homeware stuff to get me starting my home stuff again. Big thanks to Etsy as well. They put some credit on my Etsy account, so as soon as I've moved, that'll be a huge help. Yeah, please don't feel sorry for me. I'm absolutely fine, and I'm very aware that there are so many people in far worse situations, and I'm so glad that I've got the family that I've got, and that I have a bed anytime. So yeah, that's the explanation. That is my unfortunate break-in burglary story. Yeah, I think that'll do. Not going to edit this, as I've said. Yeah. Oh, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard. Okay. I don't know if there's anything else I need to say. I don't think so. Just big thank yous, and nobody's gone unnoticed. Loads of fellow bloggers, YouTubers, so many people that I don't even know personally, that we just talk on Twitter sometimes, have offered a room in their flat, a room in their house. It's just been beyond amazing, so thank you very much. Okay. Yeah. When I do come back properly, hopefully in a week or two, I think I've said this like 3 times, but obviously I've got pre-recorded top shuffle, lookbook, moving on, positivity, new house. Let me know what you'd like to see. Maybe. Okay, but no, I'm fine. It's fine. Woo. A lot of the insurance people that I've spoken to and like my new landlord's absolutely lovely, and they were all like, "You're still in very high spirits," and I think, yep, I am. You just have to be. I mean, yeah. I'm gonna stop now. Okay. Little one's fallen asleep on me. Hope you've enjoyed that half an hour of like weirdness. But at least I'm safe. I wasn't in the house, and Rupert is safe. So that's all that matters, I suppose, isn't it? Hey. Alright then. Bye. Oh, sorry. It's okay. I've got a big box of stuff, so when I lean, it's like hard. Alright. Bye.